So, first of all, my name is Chris Blanco, and I'm part of the Advisor Partnerships team at UJB, and it is wonderful to have you today. I want to welcome everyone to Currents by UJB. Thank you for letting us know where you're actually based in and hearing us from today. In today's session, is all about Riviera Maya and what you need to know to guide your Spring Break 2026 travelers with confidence. We'll hear all the tips and things, pro tips actually, from our expert, and we will be learning a lot from it. And before I introduce you to our host for today, I'm going to actually let you know that you can write all your questions, any doubts that you may have throughout the specific presentation through the chat. And at the end, we will have a Q&A session so that we can answer all of them. And now, before any further ado, I'm excited to introduce Stefany Jones, our product manager for the Caribbean and Mexico, who will lead us through today's insights and wonderful journey. Stefany, whenever you're ready, we're
Yes.
here for you.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. I am looking forward to talking with you today. As Chris mentioned, I am the product manager for Mexico and the Caribbean here at UJV. I joined last April, so I'm coming up on 1 year soon. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I've worked for various wholesaler organizations in the past, and Mexico and the Caribbean in my wheelhouse since I've been contracting them for a very, very long time. So high season is upon us. Spring break will be here before we know it. So that's what we're here to talk about today. Riviera Maya, one of my favorite destinations in all of Mexico. So let's get started. So today I want to highlight the strength and diversity of Riviera Maya portfolio within UJV. We've been contracting this region for over 15 years, and we truly have something for every type of traveler, from couples to families to multi-generational travel, which actually remains as one of the fastest growing segments within travel right now. We have a hand-selected smaller portfolio that covers all segments of travelers and experiences. It's curated, not crowded. We add when there is a demand and there is a gap to be filled. So let's be honest, spring break is easy to get wrong. And what that means is it's dynamic, fast paced. Clients are excited, decisive, often traveling in groups, which makes choosing the right resort especially important. Success is not about presenting more options, but about guiding clients to the option that fits them best right from the start. I'm going to focus on four of our top partners in the region to showcase this range, with an emphasis on properties that currently have availability in multiple room types for spring break, specifically for travel April 6th to 10th. This is also when hotels tend to introduce fun seasonal spring break programming such as theme shows, festive dining, local traditions, where they actually bring in it's inspired a lot with the culture in the Yucatan Peninsula, and activities for kids, which usually is detailed as we get closer to the travel period. So we like to start with the traveler, not with the resort. Fastest way to book Riviera Maya Confident is to identify who's traveling do that before you decide where they're staying. These four resorts cover the most common spring break portfolio profile that we see. So jumping in, we have Grand Velas Riviera Maya. I'm not sure if anybody's been there before, but it's one of my favorite resorts in all of Riviera Maya. It's an ultra luxe all-inclusive. The resort has distinct areas that cater to different types of travelers. Adults only section, there's a family section, as well as the beautiful Zen section, which is nestled in the middle of the mangroves. They have a very bespoke activities for all segments throughout the year, not just for spring break, but they really truly have something for everyone at this beautiful dynamic property. Lots of availability as well. And just an FYI, it's about 45 minutes, give or take, from the Cancun airport, depending on the traffic. Jumping into what we call the sanctuary for the senses, Banyan Tree Mayakoba. This is really truly about nature and culture inspired within every element of the property. Recently refurbished villas and oceanfront suites, just as an FYI. It's a very lush, green, private, serene property, and their signature experiences with nature, tradition, history, and culture, all within their curated collection of signature experiences, tying those all together. And they also have a very large amount of availability for this time period. So get on Yet Selling and sell those actual brand new renovated villas. Also about 45 minutes from the airport. Then you have the St. Regis Kenai. which is beautiful, beautiful resort, just opened in the last couple of years. As a little fun fact, the architecture design in this property is inspired by our constellation, and it's nestled in a mangrove reserve. So this also is best for your couples, your families, your multi-gen. A lot of families traveling together, uh, family friendly without sacrificing anything, refined, modern, tranquil. It's a very calm environment. They also have very curated holiday rituals, exclusively, exquisitely defined and refined culinary journeys, family traditions, and celestial inspired wellness. So they're bringing that whole element of the constellation shape of the building all into their amenities within the resort. So just something I wanted to talk about since we've been talking about family friendly, but also the resorts that go for everybody, your family, your multi-gen, your couples, friends traveling together. Now we have something a little different. This is Hotel Ischgl Arte. It's an elevated all-inclusive, strictly for your adults, your couples, your groups of friends traveling together. One of the key elements about this hotel is the fact that it's inspired by art and culture. And one of the best parts about this and what makes this resort and the sister one, which I'll go into next, is the fact that it has access to the Ischgl parks and experiences, all as part of the all-inclusive. Their gastronomy is by renowned chefs, and they have lots to offer for the adults with their seasonal activities and programming. It's about an hour, give or take, from the airport, as an FYI. Not too far from Tulum Airport if you have clients that want to fly into there. So just to note a distinction and an important portfolio call out, we have Hotel Ischgl Mexico, the sister resort of Arte. So Hotel Ischgl Mexico is your family friendly, and they have this amazing promo out right now for 2026. I think it's booked by August 22, where clients with children, their children can 0 to 17 stay free. Yes, 17. This is remarkable. This is very unheard of within any sort of all-inclusive that children of this age, all the way up to 17, stay free. So that's just a little tidbit. They actually have something for everyone in the sense of this complex because they can serve both segments of travelers. So we're here to break down Riviera Maya and take out all the guesswork. There's many options for spring break, and our curated selection of elegant resorts truly offers something for everyone, and they're all within 1 hour of the airport. So that's just something to keep in mind. Elegant spring break energy without one size fits all resorts. Very dynamic properties with all different offerings. And this time of year, they tend to focus on the family segment, but also to make sure that they have something to offer for that adults only in their everyday activities, but also elevated for that spring break time period. Jumping in, we do have premier ground partners. We offer a versatile fleet of luxury vehicles with pricing and sizes of vehicles tailored to every traveler's needs. We have two main DMCs, Mayaland and Mayakoba Experience. This gives us a broad offering of everything that they have to offer and different price points, just to clarify. And we are always adding into we're always reviewing our DMC portfolio across all of Mexico and Caribbean. So if there are little gaps missing, one of the things myself and my colleagues are working on is to fill those gaps and get additional tours and, to different types of transfers and et cetera, et cetera. So just know that that's always in review, and we are looking to build that whole program. Starting first, I just want to advise about Mayaland. This is a luxury and elevated fleet with several options for your travelers. You can see that there are sedans, vans, sprinters, and V-Class Mercedes. That portfolio will actually accommodate up to 15. If there's bigger groups, that always can be handled a la carte down the road, but there's also a selection of tours available. They focus on culture, and you can see that they focus on the cenotes, and there's private tours down in Tulum and really fun ziplining adventures, etc. These are just some of our top tours that we have with them. Mayakoba Experience was started because of the whole Mayakoba hotel. You have Rosewoods there, Rosewood, excuse me. You have Fairmont, you have Banyan Tree. So the Mayakoba Experience essentially was created by that development, and it's also very curated, elevated luxury, comfortable fleet for all types of clients. It's not just for those clients staying in that area. We actually have rates everywhere from Costa Mujeres, Playa Mujeres, all the way down to Tulum. There's plenty of availability as of right now, with the booking trend being very close in. It's been this way last year, and it's actually become very close in for this year with a couple of sprinklings for fall. So we can assist you and your clients with any tailor-made vacation. Doesn't have to be just spring break, but why not sell it since we are so close to this? And this is going to be the time period where if you don't start grabbing that inventory now and get those tailor-made experiences out and ready for your clients, then coming soon we'll hit that point where it's going to start to fill up quite heavily. And because we have that robust ground support with our DMCs, you can also get those clients there and back in the airport and out. Okay, so 3 questions to book Riviera Maya well. Things to focus on for your confidence builder. Who is traveling? How much privacy do they want versus energy? And then do they want it all inclusive or do they want to have a simplicity of an experiential EP resort? And, just something to think about. If you can answer these, then it becomes straightforward. Mexico has so much to offer, so does UJV. Okay, partner with us. UJV is here to support your spring break requests. We have a very robust portfolio. We have strong representation for families, couples, adults only, multi-generational travel. Ideal for spring break travelers seeking tailored experiences rather than the one-size-fits-all resorts. It just shows how versatile this whole region is, from the all-inclusive luxury and private villas to refined modern elegance and immersive experiences. Not only just Riviera Maya, but UJV has it all. So just a little tip, a little teaser that the next Currents webinar on February 11th will be at 12 p.m. Eastern, where the UJV Africa team will be presenting a webinar featuring drum roll, Egypt. So and that concludes my presentation, and I would like to go to the Q&A section.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for such an inspiring presentation on one of the world's most extraordinary destinations, and to be honest, one of my favorites. The products and experiences are simply outstanding, and we've learned a lot. So we'll now open the session for questions, and then we'll bring our time together to a close. Let's see if we have anything so far in the chat, or if we don't have anything, please feel free to send your question right now, and I'll start reading those as I see them. Okay, so the first question that I see from Tiffany is, can you share the key differences between the two all-inclusive options that you covered?
Of course. So Hotel Xcaret Arte with an A is the adults only property. Hotel Xcaret Mexico is your family friendly, that also can accommodate multi-generational families traveling together, friends traveling together with little ones and whatnot. And they both are in the same complex and they have they can handle 2 different segments. If somebody wants to just have their couples, their adults only, no children around, then they can go to Arte. And then if they want to have all the experience of having everybody around, regardless, they can go to Hotel Xcaret Mexico.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Another question that we have is the following. Can your team assist with fast track VIP service through Cancun?
We do have options for that. Yes. In fact, for most of our destinations in the Caribbean and Mexico, we do have either fast track or VIP meet and greet.
Perfect. Another question is, what are popular excursions for families with young kids?
So Maya Land, we have a smaller program now. I am looking to expand this. And so if you have young kids, one of the best things is to stay actually at Hotel Xcaret Mexico because the whole Xcaret Park is right next to it. And they have everything from lazy rivers to the Xcaret show at night, which is really fun and has acrobatics and a whole Mayan influence. Actually, it's all focused on Mayan culture. Um, and as a little fun fact, Xcaret, what it means in Mayan is inlet, which actually is also that whole area there. The Xcaret Park they has a lot of little inlets where the water comes through and where you get the cenote water from the inland cenotes where it's fresh water mixing with the salt water of the ocean. And it gives you a really fun, lively experience within the property and throughout the park itself. So I would personally say when I've stayed in that area as well, that Xcaret Park is perfect for your families. If I was going to say any experience in that region, then you need to bring your family to Xcaret Park.
Wonderful. I personally love Xcaret, so thank you so much for that. Another question is, do you recommend and what insights can you share about the Fairmont Mayakoba?
So, depending on what sort of information you want to know, they do have an all-inclusive option available, and also very curated bespoke opportunities for activities on property, various sizes of rooms, and also set into the mangrove where the canals sort of run through the property. Um, very different feel than some of your typical Fairmonts, although a lot of Fairmonts tend to they give a sense of the environment is brought into the resort, and this definitely is one that is indicative of that. And you feel the influence of the Mayan Riviera within the resort.
Wonderful. And the last question that I see here is, are there a lot of connecting room options at Grambeles and Hotel Escalade for families of 5 or 6?
I would have to go through the contracting for that exact um, 5 or 6 rooms, or I'm assuming 5 or 6 family members traveling together. There are definitely options at each, and it might be dependent on room category. So I would, if you want to email me, it's just sjones at Jet Vacations, or you can talk to your sales advisor and we can get that all for you depending on what your travel dates are, and we can check availability and whatnot.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, family members. Any other questions? Any last questions that anyone may have? Okay. So I think we're all set. Thank you, Stephanie, for all of your insights and wonderful information. Thank you, everyone, for your time, and we'll see you in our next current webinar that is happening soon. Next, we're going to Egypt.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and wishing you all well. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good one.
Bye bye.